Okay, so welcome back. So what I've discovered is the Tornado comes with a this type of plug here, okay, where it's got the two prongs or two pins. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to swap this out. Now there are adapters that you can use, such as this, okay, but you know, unless you go and buy the proper one, you don't know if something's going to work, okay. So it's best you can just go down to the down to the shop and get one of these type of things, okay, 3-plug. So let's get into it. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to cut this wire. Alright, so we cut the wire there. Okay, next thing we want to do is we want to take some of this off, So let's have a look here. Let's undo this one. Hopefully this works. It'd be very expensive if it doesn't. Okay, so what have we got? We've got that, so we want to measure this into about there. So we sort of want to be cutting around about probably here. Okay, probably about there. Alright, so first thing we can do here is just very carefully take this top layer off. Okay, and there's no rush doing this part here, because you don't want to cut you don't want to destroy the other wires, preferably. Okay, otherwise we have to start all over again. So just a little bit at a time. No rush. Okay, you should start to get down to those other wires. And obviously, I accept no responsibility if somebody was to do this, copycat this, okay? Alright, so what have we got here? We've got a brown wire, okay? Brown wire is a live wire, okay? And we've got a blue wire here, and the blue wire here is the neutral, okay? And we've got a green and yellow wire here, okay? Green and yellow. So we've got the brown, live, blue, neutral, and green and yellow is our ground. Alright, so the next thing we need to do, which is good, that's brilliant that we've got 3 wires in here. Sometimes you can get just the brown wire and the blue wire, and there's no ground wire, but because we've got a ground, that's brilliant, because we can actually put that into here. And that's what I was actually a little bit worried about, that we wouldn't have the brown wire, the green and yellow wire. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to take a little bit off this. So we want to get this down to about here. Okay, I'm going for the 20. It's not enough, so I need to go down to the next one, down to 14. almost. So I need to go down to about the 10. Alright, and that just strips the wire just a little bit there. Go down. It's not stripping very well. It's been a while since I've used these. That's a little bit better. So what we're trying to do is just strip the wire a bit, okay? Okay. And just expose a little bit of the wire. Okay, you can do this with the knife, okay, but if you've got some wire strippers, like I have here, I'd advise using those. If you get a good grip on it, sometimes you can catch it straight away. Okay, right, like that. Okay, so that copped it. We only need to take off about, I don't know, 5 millimeters. Okay, create a little bit more of a space here so we can get a bit of a, we don't need too much. Okay, here we go. Right, another one. Okay, all good. So what we can do now is get our little wires here and just give them a little bit of a twist at the end. Okay, same with the green and yellow, which is our, again, that's our earth, and our blue, which is our neutral, okay, and our brown, which is our live. Okay, next thing we want to do is we want to loosen off. There's a couple of screws on the top here. Okay, we want to loosen those off. Okay, these are all Phillips screws, so you'll need a Phillips screwdriver. Okay, we'll keep going until we can. So we want to keep going until we can remove this top piece here. Alright, there we go. If you can see that. Alright, so we want it like that. We want to be able to remove that piece there. Okay, the next thing we want to do is the neutral's going to go where it says N. Alright, hopefully you can see that. Neutral where it says N. So that's the blue one. The live is for the brown one. Okay, that's a live wire. And the ground here is this green. Okay, or it might have a G there for the ground. What we need to do as well, though, we need to loosen off the screws. There's a screw there. Sorry about the light. A screw down here and a screw here. We just need to loosen those off a little bit so that we can fit our wire in as well. Okay, so we'll just go around and loosen each of those off. Just did that one. Okay, let's just loosen these off. Okay, next thing we want to do. Our wire is going to go through. Okay, where are we? It's going to go through here. So what we want to do is we want, these are a little bit round the wrong way. You can just move them to the right position, eh? It's not a problem. Right. So what do we want? We want green and yellow and ground. Okay. So there's our green and yellow and ground. We'll put that in. Alright, just slot it in. Okay, I'll show you again. So, okay, so just slot that green and yellow one into the ground, which is the bottom one. Okay. Alright, and so that's the bottom one there. Once we've done that, just give that a tighten up. I think we've got this the right way. Yeah, for the screwdriver. Okay. So just not too tight, okay? Just tight enough that it's not going to come out, alright? And the next one we want to do, you can do it in any order, but we're going to do the blue one next, okay? We're going to slot that in there, okay? Slide that into there, alright, into the blue one. the blue one into where it says N, or neutral. Okay, we're going to tighten that screw there up as well. Okay. Just finger tight, hand tight. Okay, and that'll be on the top right one. Alright, top right. Alright, this is for New Zealand / Australia. Alright. Okay, then we've got our brown one, which is a live one, and you'll see there's a don't know if you can see it, but there's a there's a L on there. Okay, for live wire. Alright. So what we want to do is we want to get that one into there. So just trying to get my fingers in there to okay, see if we can just get that into there. Oh yeah, come on. It's been a bit of a pain. Alright, she's in. Okay, she's in there. Alright, make sure it's nice and snug. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to tighten that up. Okay, so that's pretty solid there. Okay, those aren't going to come out in a hurry. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is, let's get that back out. The screw's gone down a bit. Okay, what we want to do is we want to get this plastic piece that we undid before. Okay, and we want to get these screws here and re-screw them back up again with the black wire in the middle. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see that, but that's what we want to do there. Alright. Let's try and get these screws down, and we want to try and get them so that it's about even. We want about an even amount of pressure. Okay. Make sure we get it on the. Alright. Get it about right, and then just screw it in and hope that you've got it in the hole. Okay. Okay. So you can see here, it's how it's starting to come together. Okay, it's gone through. We've gone through there, and we're screwing down these two screws. Okay, and there. All right. So we'll keep going. Now here, you don't want to go too tight that you start cutting into the black wire. Okay, you start cutting into it, but we do want to make it that it's firm. It's got a firm grip on this black wire here. Okay, and the reason for that is that some people pull at the wire, pull at this black wire when they're pulling things out. Okay, you never know who's going to get hold of your wires. Okay, and they'll just, if they pull too hard, they're going to pull all these wires out. Okay, and that's when it starts, you start going to have problems. So that's it there. I've pretty much got it, probably a fingernail can fit in on each side. Okay, not too tight, but tight enough that it's not going to just move. Alright. Oh geez, damn it. Okay, I stuffed that up. I stuffed that up, team. What I've got to do, I made a big mistake. Everything we've done here is correct, except I made one mistake. Alright. Noob error. Alright, and what I've done is I have forgotten to put this here on. Alright, I should have slid that on first. So we're just going to back it up a bit. My apologies. Alright, I didn't know if this was going to work or not. and it will work. It will work. So I need to take all this out again. Nubia, eh? Going too fast. Never mind. Okay, so we'll pull that out. What we need to do is slide this. Okay, slide this here through. Alright, like so. Okay, just slide it through. Alright, slide it through. Okay, what we want to do, give these a twist again. Alright, just makes it a bit easier to fit them into those holes. Just give them a bit of a twist. Alright. Okay, let's do that again. Alright, let's start with the live one. We'll put the live one in first. Okay, so live is brown. I want to putting the brown one in first. We'll tighten that up. Okay, that's solid. Next one, we're going to put in the blue one, which is going into the neutral. Okay, or the top right as we look at it if we were to plug it in. Okay, from behind. Okay. Right, so there goes the neutral one in there, and we're going to tighten that one up. Okay, just hand tight. Alright, and the last but not least is the ground, which is our yellow and green. Now if you get a wire where it is brown and green, okay, when you're doing something like this, then that's a huge bonus, because it's just safer, much safer. Alright, with a ground. Okay, cool. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is we want to fit this black wire here into place. Okay, so here we go. Find these holes on here. Oh gee, that's annoying, isn't it, when it goes, the screw goes down. Oh, look at it. Alright. Okay, got that first one in. That second one's feeling good. Got the second one in. Okay, let's screw those down. Try and keep them about even as you screw them in, eh? Don't screw one all the way down and then do the next one. Just screw each one down about evenly. Alright. Okay. I don't want it too tight that would start to damage this black wire. Okay, it's a little bit tighter than before. Might just back it off just a tad. It's looking good. Okay, so just double check. Blue, neutral. Brown, live. And green and yellow, ground. Okay, all good. Now what we do is we just have to slide this in. It'll only fit in one way. Okay, there's a couple of grooves at the top. You'll see it. Okay, and then slide that in. Okay. Alright, and we get our screws that we used earlier. Alright, and we'll screw those back in. Going the wrong way. There we go. Okay. That one. Okay, and any of this, we don't want to overdo things. Okay, you just want things nice and snug, firm and snug, but not too much that you start cracking the plastic. Okay, otherwise it starts becoming unsafe. Alright, that's all good. That's feeling good there. Okay, it's nice and solid. Alright, Next thing we do, plug it in. Okay, so plug her in. Make sure your machine's off. Okay, plug it into the power. Alright, don't touch any of that for initially. Alright, and we're doing it. Let's just turn this around. Okay, and we turn this on just to check it. Okay, and she's all good. Alright, so if she didn't explode or anything, that's all good. We've done it all good. So just be aware that it does come with a 2-prong, but you can switch it over. It's got the 3 wires in, which is brilliant. I hope this will help you. Okay, thanks for coming along. Cheers, team.